Okay, I accidentally just turned off my camera and recorded this whole thing. Oh my God. So here we are again. Hello, my beautiful souls. How are you today? Okay, so I heard the most beautiful thing today. I don't have a lot of time. I'm getting ready for church, getting the kids ready for church. I think I only have like maybe like 10, 15 minutes for this video, but that's all I need. So I'm going to tell you, it is so simple and it's almost whatever. I'm just going to get into it. So I heard today that when a butterfly or a caterpillar is transforming into a butterfly, it's the in between, obviously. And if you're here, I feel like a lot of you feel like you're in that in between. You're not a caterpillar anymore, but you're also not yet the butterfly. So I heard that if you were to test the DNA of the caterpillar right before or in the in between of becoming a butterfly, the DNA would show up as a butterfly, not as a caterpillar. I know this is confusing, but you're in the in between. We're in the in between. I feel like the collective is in the in between. We don't resonate with our old selves, and we don't quite resonate with where God or the universe wants us to be just quite yet. Like we see where we want to go, we see who we want to be, and we're working on it, but it just doesn't feel true yet. It doesn't feel like, yeah, that's me. Almost like imposter syndrome. But I just want you to know that it's good to embrace the in between. It's a beautiful place to be because, you know, life comes in ebbs and flows, and you're going to have periods of your life where things are going fast paced and things are going perfectly and things are really feeling in alignment and it feels really, really good. But there's also the moments of life, maybe right now, where you're feeling really slowed down and you're questioning why God is putting you in this season or whatever the case may be. Enjoy just being. Enjoy just yourself. Enjoy your company. Enjoy things not being chaotic. And listen, I also wanted to share this. I wanted to share these two things. This might not resonate with a lot of you, but it might resonate for some of you. And I hope and pray that it gives you some hope if it does. So, not to share too much about my personal life and the things that are going on. Maybe one day we'll go and we'll deep dive so much more into that. But when you get out of a certain type of relationship, a mentally abusive relationship, maybe even a physical abusive relationship, and you're in the space of the calm where they're no longer near you, they can no longer like hurt you really, physically or mentally or emotionally. Sometimes, and let me know if this resonates, you'll wake up or you're doing your day or whatever it is, and you just feel like this tension and this pressure, and you almost want to blame yourself, and you just don't know how to explain it. I almost like don't know how to explain it, but if you know, you know. I just want you to know that you are so loved and you are going to get through this. It's just part of life, going through this. And I hate to say it like that because I don't know you. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know the things that God is walking you through right now. And it almost seems insensitive to me to just say that's life. But it is part of life. And I'm so happy that you're here. And I want to tell you that right now, in the in-between, this is sort of like going through a withdrawal. This is not something I thought of on my own today. My soul sister shared this with me, and I really want to share it with you. I wish that she could be here to say it. I actually visit her soon, so maybe she'll come on here and give us some wisdom. She's very wise, but I wanted to share this with you because I truly believe that everything that I experience is not just for me. I knew at a very, very young age that the reason why I went through the things I went through, I experienced the things that I experienced, was not just for me. It was for other people, to love them through their situations, to guide them through their situations, to just be there as a friend, as a shoulder to cry on, or whatever it is. And yeah, I kind of just sort of knew very early on that that was my reason why, which sort of helps. So she told me today, you're obviously in the in-between, and you're going to want to blame yourself. It's important to take accountability for your things, but also, you know, give and take the situation. I don't know, but you're going to want to blame yourself. You're going to want to beat yourself up. You're going to want and maybe crave that thing, that person. She actually started off with a story. She said, did you know that there are actually people that get take for captive, and when they're not captive anymore from their abusers or the people, whatever, they go through missing them, and they go through withdrawals, and they go through like these crazy symptoms as if that person was their savior, as if this person kept them safe, and they like want that back because they're so used to it. And I've heard that before. Things hit different when you're in different seasons of your life. So I just want you to think about that for a minute, that people could actually crave and want the person that took them for ransom and held them hostage and whatever. And I'm not saying that you're going through that, and I'm not saying I went through that, but I'm just saying, like, just something to think about. You're going through a withdrawal, and it's normal. It's normal to blame yourself. It's normal to want that. It's normal to not understand. It's normal to be confused. It's normal to feel all these things because it's confusing. It's really confusing. And I think it's very primal of us to want to be around something familiar and comfortable. I mean, think about back then. If you were not in a tribe, if you were not part of a community, you were left out, and that meant danger, that meant death. But I just want you to know, obviously, that's not what it means for us anymore. You have so many resources. You have YouTube, you have this channel, you have, there's so many resources now, obviously. It's not like caveman times anymore where you're surely doomed if you're alone. But being alone is the most beautiful thing. I think the most beautiful gift that we can give ourselves right now. Being in a space of quietness, stillness, of the in-between, being in the cocoon, which to me represents safety and wholesome and growth and quietness and stillness and transform, is that a word? Transformity? No, transforming. It's a beautiful space to be. And even if we might still look like the caterpillar, we don't identify as that anymore. We identify as the butterfly, and we'll slowly but surely get there. I just thought that was the most beautiful thing. In this time, I want you to be gracious to yourself. Also, something that my soul sister said to me today that I wanted to share with you. There's going to be days where I'm filled with all these awesome things to share with you and to say, and sometimes I'm going to have days where I'm like, I've got nothing, but this is what was sent to me and I want to send it to you. Give yourself grace. We all make mistakes. We've all been in situations where we never thought we would be. We just have to take accountability for our own actions and take responsibility and pick up the pieces and give ourselves grace and say, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. It really is. God is never going to put you in a situation without being there with you through the whole thing. Like, he's not just here like kicking you to the curb, like, figure it out, girl. Figure it out, man. No, he is surely with you. And I wonder if you feel this, because I do. I feel so close to God right now. I almost feel guilty how close I feel to God right now, because we do watch it online, church online usually, or on the way to school. I'll put on Stephen Furtick and we'll listen, but I haven't really given him my undivided attention. which is sad. I want us to connect to God every single day in any shape, way, and form, whether you're Catholic, Christian, Buddhist, whatever it is. I want you to feel loved on this channel. I don't want to like force religion down your throat. I just don't agree with that. Give yourself grace and look at you through the lens of God, because that's what God tells us to do. Give yourself grace and speak kind words to yourself, because our thoughts really truly become our reality. And if you're telling yourself and beating yourself up like, I'm not good enough for this, I will never get this, whatever. You will never get this. Sorry to bring Borat into this, but I can't help it. It's Borat and SpongeBob for me. I can't. You will surely get the life that God intends for you. But the first step is allowing God to do that for you through you. And just saying, you know what? I don't know why, I don't know what's going on, but I don't need to know, I don't need to understand, because God knows it all. God knows it all. I saw a really simple, beautiful quote today, not a quote, Bible verse today, and given that it's Sunday, I'm going to share it with you again, but it's Romans 8:18, and I actually don't remember what it is, because I don't know about you, I'm always feeling 22. No. But not sometimes, when I'm going through really difficult times in life, like I don't remember anything. I think because of the mom brain, but I also don't remember stuff just because like I just don't have the capacity. I just don't. The pain that you've been feeling can't compare to the joy that is coming. Y'all, I'm about to get this tattooed on my forehead. I want to remember this all day, every day, without a shadow of a doubt. The joy that is coming is so much bigger, than the pain that you're feeling. So much bigger. And I want you to hold on to that with dear life. I really do. I really want you to. Heartburn. There was a couple things that she said to me that I want to go back on my messages now that I have my phone on me. I took a few notes. You're going through a withdrawal and you need to be honest with yourself. Be aware of how you talk to yourself because, well, obviously, like we already know why. Be gentle and give yourself grace. Of course, it doesn't make sense. You just miss toxic abuse. Yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to touch base on is you don't love them. You love the idea of them. You love their potential. You don't love them. You love their potential. And I don't know about you. If you're empath, I'm sure you are if you're here. Super empath. I'm trying to like learn to separate and figure that out. I'm still in like the process of doing that and figuring out how to like not feel everything, but be okay with feeling the things that I do. I guess like I don't like the term narcissistic because I feel like it's very overused, but if the person on the other end of your situation or whatever the case may be, I guess it's easy for us to attract people like that because it's like in us to want to fix, but stop. I'm preaching to the choir here. And the other thing that she said to me that I really like that I completely forgot to talk about, I really have to go because we need to leave. Like, let me see what time it is really quick. Okay, perfect. I have a few more minutes. I don't know if you're familiar with the ocean, if you're familiar with like being in the waves or whatever it is, but when you are at the beach and you're going through the waves, it's really, really, really hard when you're in the middle of one to do anything. You just kind of have to like coast through it, you know? So I don't know, in Florida, you could either jump over the wave, get barreled down by the wave, or go underneath the wave, or sometimes you get sucked under and you're like tumbling and you're freaking out and you're like, oh my God, what's happening? That's how I look at life. I look at life like a wave all the time. And I love that she reminded me this morning is life is like a wave, and this moment you're going through is like a wave. In the moment of like being in it, there's really not much that you can do. You just have to embrace it. So I don't know if you needed to hear that, but I hope that you just embrace it. Honor the process. Don't bully yourself and don't judge yourself. I don't know. I just thought that message was just so beautiful and just so fitting. And I really wanted to come on here and just say happy Sunday. And you were so loved. And I can't wait for what's on the other side of this. Are we meant to know? Absolutely not. But it's going to be really, really good. It is. And I just hope that you cling on to that. Okay, I got to get the kiddos ready for church. But I love you and I will see you in the next video.